Hello, and welcome to Grandkids and Grands YouTube channel. I'm Wendy Orton, your host, and as grandparents, we always want to be able to keep in touch with our grandchildren. And as they get older, it seems sometimes that it can be kind of an elusive task. Our grandchildren, particularly once they're teenagers, they tend to move toward their friends more than they do family, never mind grandparents. But texting is really a great way to keep in touch with them with very little effort. Now, if you don't text now, make a point of texting your grandchild regularly just to say hi. And when I say regularly, that's whatever it means to you. It can be daily, it can be once a week, whatever works for you. Now, for years, I've been texting my daughters regularly just to tell them that I'm thinking of them, that I love them. I never expect a response, and that's not the point of it either. And I found out recently that The Rock, every single day, texts his daughter to say, I love you. He never expects a response, but he does that every single day. Now, this is a story that I heard quite a while ago. Now, it was when texting first came out, and it was a story of a teenager who was in high school who had this great relationship with their grandmother and suggested to her grandmother that maybe they could text. Now, the grandmother didn't know anything about texting. So the granddaughter showed her how to do it, and her grandmother really caught on to it. And she, texted her from time to time and asked her how she was or how things were going on in school. And they had this great relationship, and they loved texting back and forth. Well, fast forward, and the granddaughter goes to university. Now, she gets busy at university, but the grandmother thinks, well, I can still keep in touch with her while she's at university. And she does, and she's texting, and there's no response. And then the grandmother starts thinking, you know what? Maybe she doesn't like it anymore. Maybe I'm doing it too often. Maybe I'm not saying the right things. So anyway, a couple of months pass, and she goes, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. And thinking that maybe things had just changed and their relationship had changed, because after all, she was off at university. Well, her daughter calls her and says she wanted to know if the granddaughter, she'd been talking to the granddaughter, and she wanted to know if she was mad at her granddaughter. And the grandmother went like, no, like, how could I ever be mad at her? She's a great kid. And the thing was, she had stopped texting. The granddaughter loved it, but was super busy at school. And she just didn't have a chance to respond, but she just liked receiving the text. So I mention this because we're going to text our grandchildren and we may not get a response. And it doesn't mean that they don't like it. It doesn't mean that they're stupid texts. It's just they don't feel they have the need to respond. And we don't need to have the response. We've made the connection, and we have done our part in keeping in touch. It's kind, it's compassionate, and it's very easy to do. Now, I have a grandson who just got a phone recently. He's turned 12, and he loves it. And he keeps in touch with his friend. His grandfather was at an auto show, and they had an actual car built from Lego, and that actually works apparently. Well, Miles is a huge Lego fan and makes all kinds of things from Lego. So Grandpa sent that to him, and he knows he would love it. Would he get a response? Maybe not. But he knows he's made a connection, and he knows he can mention it to him the next time he sees him. The point is that it's a great way to connect, but sometimes we don't know what to say. And I thought I'd share some thoughts with you on how to do that using AI. Now, I know just mention AI going, no, I'm not doing that. Too daunting, can't be trusted. But I mention it because it really is a simple way to get ideas on what to say in a text to our grandchildren. then in the comments below, tell me if you tried it and how it worked for you. Okay, now I am on Copilot. Now I'm using Copilot because I have Microsoft. There's lots of other AIs that you can use, Chat GPT, AI. There's also, if you've got Google, there's Gemini. They basically work the same way when it comes to wanting information for texting. All they're doing is saying, what do you want me to do? And you tell them. I'm going to use the example of, let's say, a granddaughter, and she's 15 years old, and she loves skateboarding. So we're going to say, please write 10 texts, no, for a 15-year-old granddaughter who likes skateboarding. Okay, that's it. Now let's go through these and see whether we can use them or not. I love including all the emojis. Okay, hey, I heard you landed a kick flip today. Awesome job. Unless you've had conversations with them about kick flips, no. But you can say, I heard you went skateboarding today. I hope you had fun. Ready for another epic skate session this weekend? Let's hit the park. You may not have that relationship with them. Would you go skateboarding with them? Some grandparents would. If you don't have that relationship, don't use it. Just saw a cool trick on YouTube, thought of you immediately. Keep shredding. That might be appropriate if you know that she's skateboarding and you have talked to her about different tricks and things like that. Otherwise, just keep it simple. Don't use that one. Hope your new skateboard is treating you well. Can't wait to see you ride. Yeah. If you gave her a skateboard for her birthday or an event, or you heard that she's got one, why not ask? Did you try your new skate spot downtown? Okay, you'd have to know a lot about what she's doing to use that one. You're getting better every day. I'm so proud how you're working. That could be appropriate. Found some good skateboarding stickers online, sending them to your way. Again, what's your relationship? Ask yourself, would that be appropriate? Um, all of these are great in some way. This number 9, you inspire me with your passion and dedication. Keep being awesome. I like that one. Remember, every fall is closer to nailing the trick. You've got this. These are all great. Look at them from the perspective of what relationship you have with your grandchild when you review them. Because they've come up as a suggestion does not mean it's appropriate for you to use, and it doesn't mean that you have to use them. Again, we're looking for ideas. And one thing that I would caution you with is don't try to be cool. Your grandchild is into skateboarding, let them be the cool skateboarder. Don't try to be cool. Just be yourself. Show interest in what they're doing. Don't try and use their own language. I know there's different language for skateboarders. Don't use that language unless it's language you share with her already. And that applies to anything that your child is in. Know your relationship and use the texting to enhance that relationship. And again, no expectations of feedback or response. Now, say you look at this and go, you know what, this really is a little too much for me to include. Not seeing what I need here. I want to tone it down a bit. Okay, so let's say I like the tone and the emojis. Please write 10 more texts without the reference to skateboarding. Hey there, just wanted to remind you how awesome you are. Keep being you. Hey, that's a great one. You can use that as is. Help. Hope you're having fun. Can't wait to catch up with you soon. That's a great one. I found some cool music I think you'd love. I'll share it with you later. If you have the relationship and have been talking to them about music, yeah. And if it's not music, maybe there's something else to include in that. You light up every room you walk into. Never forget that. That's a great one if it's appropriate. These are great ideas. Getting got any exciting plans for the weekend? Let's chat soon. Thinking of you and hoping everything is going great at your end. This is a great one to use. Thinking of you, hoping everything's going well. And I love the little heart. I saw this beautiful sunset, made me think of you. You'd have to be including, oh, I guess that's the sunset. I wouldn't use that unless you had a real sunset. But the thing is, you saw something and it made you think of that, your grandchild. Then why not? This is an idea that you can use. Any good books you've discovered lately? I'd love some recommendations. This is great if you've got a bookworm. As a granddaughter or grandson, you are always on my mind, sending you thoughts of love. This is a great one just as it is. Remember, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. I'm cheering for you on. These are real, again, really, some of them are really great just as is. Again, they're ideas. So, and my point here is that you asked it to do some skateboarding, it didn't really work. Then ask it to do something else. Today, this is what comes up. Okay. You don't have to use them. Some you might adapt. A couple of days from now, you know what? I wouldn't mind sending my granddaughter or my grandson a text. Do it again. They'll come up with different ones. Again, they're always ideas. My point is that AI is a great way for you to connect with using their ideas to connect with your grandchild.